Welcome in the chemistry education video lecture series. In this video, we are going to see the volumetric analysis. This is a quantitative analytical method. Under this volumetric analysis, the neutralization titration curves. In last video, you watched the neutralization titration reactions, and after that, we have to discuss here the neutralization titration curves. Now in this video, we are going to see some examples like neutralization curve for strong acid with strong base, neutralization curve for weak acid and strong base, neutralization curve for strong acid with weak base, and application of this is related to determination of sodium carbonate content in washing soda. Now we know the neutralization titrations. In neutralization reaction, what happens? The acid get neutralized with base or base get neutralized with acid to give the formation of water and salt. This is the neutral solution with pH 7. Now this reaction is called as neutralization reaction, and where the volumetric analytical method where acid react with base, it is applicable for to determine the concentration of unknown solution of either acid or base when we compare with the other with known concentration. For example, in case of this reaction, if we know the concentration of acid in terms of normality or molarity, and if you want to calculate the or measure the concentration of base in terms of the normality or molarity, then this reaction we can do with the help of this titrimetric apparatus. Now in case of the titrimetric apparatus, we require the conical flask for the titration and burette and whatever the some another apparatus like beaker, measuring cylinder are there. Now when acid react with base, it gives a formation of water and salt. If equimolar acid with base interact with each other to give the formation of exact water and salt and no any acid and base, this reaction is called as neutralization reaction. Now we are taking the first example as a neutralization curve for strong acid with strong base. Now in this titration, what happened? We are taking the 0.1 normal HCl solution into the conical flask of 25 ml volume and 0.1 normal NaOH solution, which is a strong base which is added from the burette. Now here what happened? In the burette we filled an NaOH and we have to add the NaOH drop by drop into the acid solution containing the phenolphthalein indicator. Now initially what happened? First we are adding, there is no change in color, it remains as it is. Now when we are thinking about when only acid solution is present in the solution, then 0 ml of NaOH added, that is only acid solution, that is HCl solution, having the hydrogen ion concentration is calculated for this normality. 0.1 molar solution, that is 10 raised to minus 1 molar. pH of the solution, we have to substitute the value of hydrogen ion concentration into the pH equal to minus log of hydrogen ion concentration equal to 1 upon 10 raised to minus 1. Therefore, the pH of the solution is exactly equal to the 1. Now, when we are adding the 2 ml of NaOH solution from the burette, then we have to calculate the hydrogen ion concentration for calculation of the pH. Now, hydrogen ion concentration is given in the formula millimoles of hydrogen ion divided by total volume in ml in the solution. Now, millimoles of hydrogen ion, initially it was a 0.1 normal solution on 25 ml of solution. But when we are adding the 2 ml of NaOH solution, it react with 2 ml of the HCl solution. It remain only the 23 ml of 0.1 normal HCl solution, and 2 ml of NaOH HCl solution get treated or reacted with NaOH to give the formation of water and salt. And therefore what happened? The millimoles of hydrogen is calculated as millimoles of acid remain minus millimoles of base added. Now 0.1 into 25, this is the millimoles of acid, that is 2.5 millimoles of acid is present, and from that the 0.1 molar NaOH and 2 ml capacity, therefore 0.2 millimoles of base we have to subtract from the 2.5, and therefore equal to 2.3, and divided by the total volume, initially 25 ml of acid and 2 ml of water NaOH, therefore it is at 27 ml. Now this ratio, it becomes 8.5 into 10 raised to minus 2, and therefore pH of the solution is equal to the 1.07. Now when we add the next 3 ml, that is 5 ml of NaOH, and then from the 25 ml of 0.1 normal HCl, we are adding the 5 ml of 0.1 normal NaOH, then it interact with the 5 ml of HCl to give the formation of the solution where 20 ml of HCl remain, and remaining whatever the 5 ml plus this 5 ml, 10 ml gives the water and salt solution. And therefore it contains only 20 ml of 0.1 normal HCl solution. For this we have to calculate the pH with the same formula, just only what happened, this ratio remains constant, but this will change and denominator also change. For this reaction, 0.1 into 5, that is 0.5 is here, and that is 2.5 minus 0.5, that is 2 divided by the 25 plus 5 ml, that is 30 ml. And this ratio calculated, and this value substituted into the hydrogen ion concentration to calculate the pH. It is observed that the pH of the solution is 1.176. Now when we add the next 20 ml of solution, that is exactly the 25 ml of NaOH solution in 25 ml of 0.1 normal solution, then what happened? Then this 25 ml of HCl solution get interacted with the 25 ml of 0.1 normal NaOH, therefore it gives the complete reaction. There is no remain the HCl solution, that is a neutral solution. And for this neutral solution, that is water and salt is there. For this, the pH of the solution is calculated as a half pKa, and pKa is related to equilibrium constant of water, and therefore equal to the exactly the 7 pH. This is the neutral solution. Okay. Now when even that there is no change in color observed, and when we add the next drop or next ml of the solution, immediately what happened? The color of the solution get changed to the colorless to pink. And this is the end point of titration. Now when we are adding the 26 ml of NaOH from the burette, then we have to calculate the pOH instead of pH. And then millimoles of base minus millimole of acid, therefore 0.1 into 26 ml of base minus 0.1 into 25 ml of acid, therefore 22.56 minus 2.5, that is 0.1, and total volume is 25 plus 26, that is 51. And this ratio becomes a 1.93 into 10 raised to minus 3, and therefore pOH of the solution is equal to 2.71, and that's the pH of the solution is 11.29. Means at 25 ml of addition, the pH of the solution is 7, but when we are adding the 1 ml of NaOH, suddenly increase is observed in the pH. Now when we plot the graph, then the graph shows the increase in the pH, and when we continue addition up to the 30 ml, then pOH equal to 2.041, and pH becomes the 11.96, and we see the graph nature as starting from the 1 pH, when ml of NaOH is added from the burette, continuously slowly go on increases up to certain level, and after the 24 ml or at the 25 ml, the graph nature is suddenly go on increases and then remain constant up to the 11.96. Now in this way, what happened? We observed this type of graph. Now the indicator we are using for this. Now there are indicators we can use for the neutralization reactions. Our first is the methyl orange indicator, second is the methyl red indicator, then bromothiamol blue indicator, and phenolphthalein indicator. Now bromothiamol blue indicator, it shows a change in color between 7.6. Methyl red indicator 4.2 to 6.3 pH. Methyl orange indicator shows the 3.1 to 4.1. Now the equivalence point is exactly 7 pH, but what happened in the bromothiamol blue indicator, we are not exactly stop the titration at exactly pH equal to 7, but after end point, because we are measuring the end point of the titration, it shows by the phenolphthalein indicator. Therefore bromothiamol indicator is the good indicator, but for end point the phenolphthalein indicator is the best indicator for this titration. Okay, now we'll take the next example for neutralization reaction for weak acid and strong base. Weak acid is an acetic acid, and the strong base we are using here the NaOH. Now what happened when titration between the 25 ml of NaOH solution added from the burette and 25 ml of acetic acid solution taken into the flask. Now here also we observed that the NaOH is the base, it is a strong base, and therefore NaOH is adding from the burette, then we have to use the phenolphthalein indicator. When we are observing that acetic acid is a weak acid, therefore it not completely ionized, it dissociates into the certain ions. Now for dissociation at equilibrium, suppose that X mole of the acetic acid get dissociated into the X number of acetate ion and X number of hydrogen ion. Then concentration of acetic acid into the water is a 0.1 minus X. Now from this equation, when we apply the law of mass action, that is equilibrium constant for the acetic acid equal to concentration of the product, that is acetate ion into the concentration of hydrogen ion divided by concentration of the acetic acid in water, and therefore equal to the X into X divided by 0.1 minus X, that is equal to the X square upon 0.1, and this the equilibrium constant for acetic acid is 1.75 into 10 raised to minus 5. Now from that we can calculate the value of X, that is equal to the hydrogen ion concentration. From that we can calculate the pH of the solution, and it is observed that pH of the acetic acid solution having the 25 ml of 0.1 normal acetic acid solution, the pH is equal to the 2.88. Now when we are adding the 5 ml of NaOH from the burette, and then we observed that the 25 ml of acetic acid get treated with the 5 ml of NaOH solution to give the only, it remain the 20 ml of acetic acid solution in the solution flask. Now we can calculate the by N1V1 N2V2 formula the normality of the acetic acid, and when we are calculating exactly the concentration of acetate ion present in the solution, this equal to the millimoles of salt divided by total volume. Now millimoles of salt is 0.5, because 0.1 into 5, that is 0.5 divided by 25 equal to 0.02. Now we know the concentration of acetate ion and we know the normality of the acetic acid remain. Then from these two values we can calculate the concentration of hydrogen ion equal to the Ka into acid to the salt form, and therefore this is equal to the equilibrium constant for acetic acid is 1.75 into 10 raised to minus 5 into 0.066 divided by 0.02, and this becomes equal to the hydrogen ion concentration is 5.77 into 10 raised to minus 5. And when you calculate this, the pH of the solution is observed that it is a 4.24. Now initially it is a 2.288 and then it increases to 4.24 when you are adding the 5 ml of NaOH solution from the burette. As we go on adding the NaOH from the burette for 10 ml of NaOH, then pH is observed as a 4.58. As similarly, when we are adding the same equivolume, that is a 25 ml of 0.1 normal NaOH solution from the burette to the 25 ml of acetic acid solution, then we observed that the pH of the solution is not at 7, but it is a higher pH, therefore equal to the 8.728. It is calculated with this formula, pH equal to half pKW in plus half of pKa plus half of log of C. So if you substitute the values, then we observed that the pH of the solution is 8.728, slightly in the basic form. And when we are adding the next ml of the NaOH, then pH of the solution is increases. pH of the solution is increases. Now here we observe that when we plot the graph, the nature of the graph is start from here is higher increase in the initially, and then slowly increases up to the neutralization point, and at the neutralization point increase is observed again, and it remains as a 12 pH. Okay, now in this way, when we are observing the indicator for this titration, methyl orange indicator, methyl red indicator, bromothiamyl blue indicator, and phenolphthalein indicator. Now from this indicator cannot be used, methyl or red is also cannot be used, bromothiamyl blue indicator is also not used, but phenolphthalein indicator is used because the pH of the solution after equivalence point, it is in basic form, and therefore the phenolphthalein indicator shows the change in color as a colorless to pink. Now in this way, this is the neutralization curve nature for weak acid, acetic acid with the strong base NaOH. Next example is for the neutralization curve for strong acid with weak base. Now strong acid is HCl and weak base is for 0.1 normal NaOH4OH ammonium hydroxide solution. Now in this titration, what happened? We are observing that the ammonium hydroxide solution from the HCl solution from the burette, and we are taking the ammonium hydroxide solution into the flask. Now similar to the acetic acid solution, what happened? We are observing that the ammonium hydroxide is also dissociate into the ammonium ions plus hydroxide ion. And when we are calculating the Kb, similar to that, the pOH is 2.88, but pH of the solution is 11.12. Now when we are adding the 5 ml of HCl solution from the burette, then it is observed that the hydrogen ion hydroxide ion concentration is related to the 5.77 into 10 raised to minus 5, and pOH is a 4.24. Therefore the pH of the solution is 9.76. The pH of the solution is decreases as we add the 5 ml of HCl from the burette. Now from the burette, when we are adding the 0 ml, we observe that the pOH is 2.88, pH equal to the 11.12. When we are adding the 5 ml of HCl from the burette, then pOH of the solution is equal to 4.24, pH of the solution is the 9.76. When we are adding the 10 ml of HCl from the burette, then pOH of the solution equal to 4.58 and pH of the solution equal to 9.42. When we are adding this equivolume, that is a 25 ml of HCl in the 25 ml of ammonium hydroxide solution, it get neutralized and the pH of the solution is nearly equal to the acidic form, that is a 5.27. Now in case of the weak acid and strong base, the pH at the neutral solution is 8.4 something, and for strong acid weak base, the pH is towards the acidic medium. And when we are adding the 26 ml of HCl, then what happened? The pH of the solution is equal to the 2.7. That much decrease is observed, and when we are going to continue the addition, then pH of the solution is 1.78. Now in this way, the pH of the solution at 5.27, at this stage, the equimolar volume is added. Now here, the equivalence point is there, neutralization point is finding out, and end point of the titration is in the acidic form. And when we are observing that, the color change in the flask is the color change from wine red or red to the yellow color. Now here, where we are using the methyl red indicator. Now when we observe the curve, it starts from decreasing from 11.96 and is decreases continuously slowly, and then at the nearest to the equivalence point, it go on decrease more, and up to this level we observe that up to the 35 ml the pH of the solution is nearly equal to 1.78. Now when we are observing the indicators, the methyl orange indicator, methyl red indicator, bromothiamine blue indicator, and phenolphthalein indicator. Now in this case, the equivalence point is in the acidic medium, and therefore at this stage the methyl red indicator is the best indicator for this titration. Okay, now for application of this, for determination of the sodium carbonate content from the washing soda, we require the HCl. We should know what is the density of HCl. The density of HCl is 1.18. For normality of HCl, maximum normality is 11.5. Now from that we can prepare the solution as a 0.1 normal HCl solution. For this purpose, by calculating the N1V1 N2V2 formula, we can take for 1000 ml of solution of HCl, we require the 8.7 ml of concentrated HCl. And therefore, once you prepare this is the 0.1 normal HCl solution. And then we have to measure this, and we have to transfer into the flask and then dilute to the 1000 ml. We get the formation of the preparation of the 0.1 normal 1000 ml HCl solution. Now for preparation of the sodium carbonate solution, now in the sodium carbonate, we have to take the sodium carbonate and kept into the dehydration for half an hour for 260 degrees Celsius. Then molecular weight of the sodium carbonate is 106, and equivalent weight is 106 upon 2 ions get transfer here, therefore it is a 53. And then we have to weigh accurately 53 grams of anhydrous sodium carbonate and dissolve to the 1 liter of water. And then we have to use for the titration. Now then sodium carbonate when treated with HCl, then it gives the formation of twice NaCl plus H2 plus CO2. But this reaction takes place in the two forms. Sodium carbonate first reacted with the HCl solution, then it gives the formation of sodium bicarbonate, and then further sodium bicarbonate is reacted with the HCl to give the formation of NaCl plus water, and CO2 gas is removed. Now when we are titrating this, for the titration of the HCl with the sodium carbonate, we require the methyl red indicator is the best indicator, and it shows the change in color as a red to yellow. Now once you calculate this, standardize the anhydrous sodium carbonate, then we can use this HCl, whatever the HCl is formed, that HCl normality, the solution, exact normality of HCl is used for determination of the sodium carbonate in the sodium washing soda solution. Now in this way, we can standardize the HCl solution. Even that we are measuring the perfectly, we have to standardize this with the help of sodium carbonate, and sodium carbonate from this washing soda can be calculated with the help of standard HCl solution. Now in this way, we learn here the neutralization titration curves with the titration reactions, and neutralization curve for the strong acid with the base, then neutralization curve for weak acid with strong base, neutralization curve for strong acid and weak base. Now we observed that how to prepare the solution of the HCl solution, and then standard HCl solution react with the sodium carbonate, and then after standardization we can use the application where the sodium carbonate content can be calculated with the help of washing soda.